Most women think an intimate massage is all about technique, what oils to use, what strokes to try, how much pressure to apply. But here's the truth: what makes a massage truly unforgettable isn't your hands at all. It's the experience you create around them. If you know how to touch his body in a way that connects to his mind and his heart, you won't just relax him, you'll give him something he'll crave again and again. When it comes to creating a mind-blowing, intimate massage experience, the atmosphere is everything. Before your hands ever touch his skin, what surrounds him will either invite him to relax and melt into the moment, or keep his mind distracted and restless. Think of it this way: if you want him to feel safe enough to let go, his senses need to be cradled from the very beginning. That starts with lighting, music, and scent, all of which set the stage for how he will receive your touch. Lighting should never be harsh or clinical. A bright ceiling light instantly pulls someone into their head instead of their body, and intimacy is all about pulling him deeper into his body and into the connection with you. Soft lighting, whether it's a lamp with a warm glow or candles spread around the room, signals safety, intimacy, and calm. The flicker of a candlelight isn't just romantic in movies. It's romantic because it slows everything down, creating a moment that feels suspended in time. When he steps into a room that feels softer, darker, and warmer, he subconsciously knows this isn't just any ordinary night. It's an intentional experience created just for him. Music is another key layer that transforms an ordinary massage into something unforgettable. Silence can sometimes feel heavy, and random background noise like a TV or phone notification can break the mood instantly. Music has the power to guide his breath, slow his thoughts, and deepen the experience. Choose something without sharp beats or distracting lyrics. Smooth instrumentals, ambient sounds, or even gentle acoustic tones create an atmosphere that encourages relaxation. The rhythm of the music will often match the rhythm of your movements, making everything feel natural and synchronized. If the music feels sensual but not overwhelming, it helps him drop into the moment more quickly, giving him the sense that nothing else exists outside of the space you've created together. Scent is one of the most underrated details in creating intimacy. Our sense of smell is directly tied to memory, which means the scent you choose will be linked to this moment long after it's over. A subtle fragrance, whether it's essential oils, a massage lotion with a soft aroma, or even a candle, can completely transform the energy of the space. Lavender signals calmness, vanilla brings warmth, sandalwood feels earthy and grounding. When he inhales a scent that makes him feel safe and cared for, it instantly deepens the impact of your touch. But remember, less is more. Overpowering perfume or heavy fragrances can feel suffocating. You want him to feel embraced by the scent, not overwhelmed by it. Comfort is the final piece of setting the atmosphere. If he's lying on a couch with cushions slipping around, or if the bed is cluttered with things that could get in the way, he'll never be able to fully relax. A clean, comfortable space tells him that he's the center of your attention. Fresh sheets, a soft blanket nearby in case he gets cold, or even a warm towel can make the experience feel luxurious. It's not about perfection, but about intention. The details tell him this isn't rushed, it isn't random, and it isn't just physical. It's thoughtful, it's crafted, it's for him. The truth is, the massage begins long before your hands glide over his skin. The atmosphere is the unspoken invitation, the silent whisper that tells him it's safe to surrender and enjoy. Without the right atmosphere, even the best techniques will feel empty. With it, even the simplest touch will feel extraordinary. When people think of giving an intimate massage, their mind often jumps straight to technique. What oils to use, which movements to try, how much pressure to apply. But the real secret is that technique means very little without connection. A massage that feels mechanical or purely physical can easily be forgotten, but one that feels intentional and emotionally tuned in becomes unforgettable. Connection is what transforms your touch from something ordinary into something deeply intimate. Being present is the first step. Presence means putting away distractions and giving him your undivided attention. Your phone should be silent, your mind should be calm, and your focus should be entirely on him. When your hands move over his body, they shouldn't just be going through the motions, they should be listening. Every stroke is an opportunity to feel how his muscles respond, to notice the way his breathing shifts, to sense when he leans into your touch or when he pulls back slightly. That kind of awareness is what makes him feel cared for instead of just touched. Intention is the energy behind your touch. If your intention is rushed, distracted, or half-hearted, he will feel it. If your intention is to help him unwind, to give him pleasure, and to make him feel wanted, that will come through in every movement. Your hands carry more than physical pressure. They carry emotional energy. When you move slowly with purpose, he feels the difference. He feels not just your fingers on his skin, but the thought and care behind them. Tuning into his reactions is another layer of connection that elevates the massage. A professional massage therapist might know anatomy, but they aren't paying attention to your partner's personal signals the way you can. When you're connected, you notice the small cues. The way his breath deepens when you press into a certain spot, the subtle sound he makes when something feels especially good, the way his body shifts slightly when he wants you to linger. These little signs are your guide. You don't need to memorize a routine because his body will tell you exactly what it wants if you're paying attention. Eye contact, when used sparingly, can also add to the intimacy. While most of the massage will naturally focus on physical touch, moments of eye contact remind him that this is not just about relaxation, it's about closeness. Even brief glances can create a spark of connection that grounds him in the experience. It reassures him that he's not just lying on a table, he's sharing something deeply personal with someone who cares for him. Connection also means adjusting to what he needs in the moment. Maybe he came into this feeling stressed and he needs firmer grounding strokes that help release tension. Maybe he's already relaxed and what he craves is lighter, more sensual movements that build anticipation. Instead of deciding in advance exactly how the massage should go, connection allows you to adapt, to flow with his energy, and to make the experience unique every single time. The beauty of focusing on connection rather than technique is that it takes away the pressure to be perfect. You don't need to know every professional trick or follow a strict routine. All you need is to show up fully, to be intentional with your touch, and to pay attention to him. When he feels that you're not just touching his body, but also reaching his emotions, the experience becomes far more powerful than any technical skill could create. Slow, sensual movements are what separate a forgettable massage from one that lingers in his mind long after it's over. The human body craves touch that is deliberate, not rushed. When your hands move too quickly or without rhythm, the moment feels mechanical, almost transactional. But when you slow down, when each stroke feels like it has weight and meaning, his body relaxes into yours. He doesn't just feel your hands, he feels your presence, your intention, your desire to create pleasure for him. That's what awakens his senses and builds anticipation in a way that nothing else can. Think of your hands as an extension of your emotions. A slow movement across his shoulders or down his back is not simply contact, it's a message. It says, I see you, I want you to enjoy this, I am here with you. The pace at which you move communicates safety and intimacy. Quick movements signal routine and efficiency, while slow movements invite him to savor the experience. When you linger on a certain area, when your fingers trail just a little longer than expected, it creates a moment of delicious suspense. That pause, that lingering, makes his body crave more. Varying the pressure is another way to heighten the experience. A massage that is only soft or only firm can start to feel monotonous. but when you alternate between gentle feather-light touches and deeper, grounding strokes, his body stays engaged. The lighter touches awaken his skin, sending tingles across his nerves, while the firmer strokes help him release tension and feel anchored in the moment. This contrast creates a rhythm that keeps him guessing, never quite sure what's coming next, which makes the entire experience feel more alive. The rhythm of your movements is also powerful. Imagine stroking along his arm slowly, letting your fingertips glide all the way down before circling back up with the same deliberate pace. That repetition creates a flow, almost like a dance, that guides his mind into relaxation. The consistency of the rhythm reassures him, while the occasional change of pace adds excitement. Moving in sync with his breathing can make the connection even stronger. When he inhales and you press deeper, when he exhales and you soften your touch, it feels as though the two of you are breathing together, sharing the same rhythm, creating intimacy without a single word. There's also something incredibly sensual about exploring edges. Moving your hands slowly toward a sensitive area but not quite reaching it immediately creates anticipation. The build-up is often more powerful than the destination. The tease, the delay, the choice to linger near a place where he wants you to go but hasn't yet. This is what makes his body light up with desire. Sensual touch isn't about racing to the finish, it's about drawing out every second so that his mind and body are fully immersed in the experience. Oil or lotion can enhance the quality of your movements, allowing your hands to glide smoothly across his skin. But it's not the oil that makes it sensual, it's the way you use it, pouring it slowly, warming it in your hands before touching him, spreading it deliberately across his back or chest. These small gestures add to the experience. They show care, patience, and attentiveness. They slow everything down and make the moment feel intentional rather than rushed. When your movements are slow, sensual, and varied, he doesn't just feel touched, he feels cherished. His senses heighten, his body relaxes, and his mind lets go of everything outside the room. In that space, time seems to stretch, and the massage becomes more than physical. It becomes a journey, one that leaves him not only satisfied, but longing for more. Every part of the body holds potential for intimacy, but the real magic often lies in the places people overlook. When you give a massage, it's easy to focus only on the obvious areas like the back or the shoulders, yet the hidden hotspots are what truly amplify the experience. These are the places that carry tension, sensitivity, and untapped pleasure. When you discover them, when you give them attention, he feels seen and understood in a way that goes far beyond the surface. The neck, for instance, is one of the most underestimated areas of the body. So much stress collects there, and the skin is delicate, making it both vulnerable and highly responsive. A slow stroke along the side of his neck, or gentle pressure at the base where it meets the shoulders, can send shivers down his spine. It's not just about relaxing tight muscles, it's about reminding him that even the places he doesn't think about can be sources of deep connection. The shoulders carry more weight than most people realize. Daily stress, posture, and even emotions settle into this area. When you knead slowly into his shoulders, when you press with your thumbs and then glide your palms outward, it feels like you are lifting the weight of his day away. But beyond physical relief, there's something intimate about giving attention to the parts of him that quietly bear so much. You're saying, I notice the places that hold your struggles, and I want to take care of them. Then there are the inner thighs, a place of incredible sensitivity. This is where touch becomes more than relaxation. It becomes electric. You don't have to go straight to the most obvious erogenous zones to create arousal. In fact, the power of the inner thighs is in the tease. When you let your fingers move slowly along that area, when you get close but not too close, the anticipation builds. His body naturally reacts, his breath quickens, opens and suddenly the air feels charged with intimacy. The inner thighs are a bridge between relaxation and desire, and exploring them with care creates a spark that lingers. The lower back is another area people often forget. It's a place that carries both tension and vulnerability. Running your hands slowly along his spine, pressing gently at the base, or circling your palms across the curve of his lower back can be deeply soothing. It grounds him, relaxes him, and reminds him that his entire body is worthy of attention. This is where the massage shifts from something practical to something that feels like true intimacy, because you are exploring not just the strong, visible parts of him, but also the quiet, hidden places. Even hands and feet, when touched with care, can add to the experience. These are parts of the body he uses every day, parts that rarely receive affection. When you take his hand in yours, when you glide your fingers slowly along his palm, when you press gently into the arch of his foot, it feels surprisingly intimate. It's a reminder that every part of him matters to you, not just the traditionally sensual areas. What makes these hidden hotspots powerful isn't just the physical sensation, it's the fact that they're unexpected. When you touch the places he doesn't anticipate, when you give attention to what is usually ignored, he feels a rush of surprise and pleasure. His body wakes up in new ways, and he associates that awakening with you. That's why these overlooked areas matter so much. They show thoughtfulness, creativity, and a deeper understanding of intimacy. One of the most powerful ingredients in giving an intimate massage is communication. Many people assume communication means stopping the moment to ask structured questions, but in truth, the most sensual communication is subtle, playful, and woven naturally into the experience. It's not about breaking the mood, it's about deepening it. The ability to ask, to notice, and to respond makes the difference between a massage that is routine and one that feels personal, unique, and unforgettable. Communication can start even before you begin. A simple question like, "How was your day?" or "Is there anywhere you'd like me to focus on?" shows him that this isn't about a performance, it's about him. By asking in a casual, warm tone, you invite him into the experience and make him feel considered. He knows you're not just touching him out of habit, you're engaging with him as a partner, as someone you want to please. This small step sets the tone for everything that follows. During the massage, communication often happens without words. His body language will guide you if you pay close attention. The way his shoulders loosen, the way his breath deepens, the small sounds he makes when something feels especially good. These are all forms of communication. Noticing these signals and adjusting to them is what makes the experience feel alive. If you sense him lean into your touch, linger longer in that spot. If you feel him tense up, soften your movements and let him know through your touch that you're there for comfort, not pressure. Still, words can add a layer of intimacy when used at the right moments. Whispering softly, "Does that feel good?" or "Do you like it when I do this?" can make him feel both excited and cared for. The tone of your voice matters just as much as the words themselves. When your voice is low, calm, and affectionate, it blends with the physical touch, turning communication into another form of intimacy. He hears your desire to please him, and it pulls him deeper into the moment. Another powerful form of communication is offering reassurance. When you tell him, "I love touching you," or "I love the way your body feels under my hands," it shifts the experience from one-sided giving to mutual connection. You're not only giving him pleasure, you're also expressing how much you enjoy giving it. This creates a feedback loop where he feels desired, appreciated, and connected. He's not just receiving a massage, he's sharing an intimate exchange. Communication also involves permission. While many touches will naturally feel good, every person has unique preferences. By checking in with small, gentle questions, you make him feel safe. That safety allows him to let go even more, because he knows you care about his boundaries and his comfort. Ironically, when he feels he has the freedom to say yes or no, he often surrenders more fully to the experience. That sense of trust amplifies the physical sensations because his mind is free from worry or hesitation. There's also playfulness in communication. Sometimes a teasing remark, a soft laugh, or a playful question can break any tension and replace it with light-hearted intimacy. It reminds both of you that this isn't a performance or a chore. It's fun, it's loving, and it's uniquely yours. That balance between sensuality and play is what keeps the experience fresh and alive. Ultimately, communication transforms a massage into something deeply personal. It ensures he doesn't just feel your hands, but also feels your attention, your presence, and your desire to connect with him. It tells him that this moment isn't about routine. It's about discovering him, listening to him, and giving him an experience shaped entirely around what makes him feel good. The way you close an intimate massage matters just as much as the way you begin it. Too often, people think once the physical part is done, the moment is complete. But the truth is, the ending is where the experience lingers in his heart. When you stop abruptly, it can feel transactional, as though it was only about touch and nothing more. But when you end with emotional closeness, you transform what could have been just physical pleasure into something deeply meaningful, something that bonds you together on a level beyond the body. As the massage winds down, the energy in the room should shift from stimulating to grounding. Your movements can naturally slow, your touch can become lighter, almost like a whisper on his skin. This gentle transition signals to him that the experience is coming to a close, but it does so in a way that feels tender and complete rather than sudden. It allows his body to come down from the heightened sensations without losing the warmth of the connection. Ending with closeness can be as simple as staying near him instead of moving away. Rest your hand softly on his chest. Let your head lean against his shoulder or drape your body lightly across his. This lingering contact reassures him that the massage was not just about the act itself, but about being with him. In that closeness, he feels held, appreciated, and cared for, which deepens the sense of intimacy you've created. Eye contact in the final moments can be incredibly powerful. Looking into his eyes after such a vulnerable, soothing experience makes him feel truly seen. It's not just about his body anymore. It's about the connection between the two of you. Even a brief gaze can communicate more than words ever could. It says, "I wanted this moment with you. I enjoyed giving this to you, and I love being close to you." That kind of connection lingers in his memory long after the physical sensations fade. A kiss can also seal the experience. It doesn't have to be passionate or intense. In fact, the most powerful kisses in this moment are often soft, lingering, and full of affection. When you press your lips gently against his, you tie the physical pleasure of the massage to emotional intimacy. He no longer remembers it as just something that felt good for his body. He remembers it as something that nourished his heart. Words can add a final layer to the experience. Simple phrases like, "I love doing that for you," or "You feel amazing in my hands," or even, "I love how close I feel to you right now," leave him with more than relaxation. They leave him with a sense of being cherished, admired, and wanted. He knows it wasn't just about physical release. It was about sharing a moment of closeness that only the two of you could create together. Even the small details matter in how you end. Covering him with a soft blanket if he feels chilled, giving him a glass of water, or simply lying beside him afterwards creates a sense of aftercare. These subtle actions show that your attention doesn't stop when the massage does. They carry the message that you are present with him fully, from beginning to end, and that his comfort is your priority. When an intimate massage concludes with closeness, it doesn't feel like an isolated event. It feels like part of the relationship itself, a ritual of connection, care, and love. The memory of your hands, your words, your kiss, your gaze stays with him not just because it was pleasurable, but because it was meaningful. That is what makes the experience unforgettable, not just for his body, but for his heart. At the heart of it all, giving him a mind-blowing, intimate massage isn't about perfect hands or flawless technique. It's about creating an experience that speaks to both his body and his soul. It begins with the atmosphere, where the lighting, music, and scent invite him to let go of the outside world. It deepens with your presence, your intention, and the connection you build as you tune into his reactions. It comes alive through slow, sensual movements that awaken his senses, and it intensifies when you explore the hidden places that most people overlook. Communication makes the experience uniquely his, reminding him that you are not only giving but also listening, not only touching but also caring. And finally, it lingers in the way you close, with closeness, with affection, and with the small gestures that tell him this was never just physical, it was emotional too. When all of these elements come together, what you give him is more than a massage. You give him a memory. You give him a feeling of safety, desire, and connection that he will carry with him long after the moment has ended. That's what makes it unforgettable.